Löwenmaul, Milchstock, Milchschock, Milchblume, Milchzahn, Milchdistel, Milchstängel, Rahmstock, Kuhblume, Ringelstock, Ringelsbusch, Ringelblume, Pappelblume, Sonnenwärme, Sonnenwurm, Märzenstock, Märzen.
So I've been working on a project about natural rubber since 2020, which unfolds in a series of acts which combine sculpture, audiovisual installation, text. It was already in 2020 when I came across a plant known as the Russian dandelion in some contexts, or the Kazakh dandelion. And this plant contains rubber in its roots. And I started to research the story. So how it went from the Tian Shan mountains in Kazakhstan to the Ukraine in the Soviet Union, where there were huge plantations of it. Later it went to Auschwitz with the Nazis, because they all wanted to have a domestic source of natural rubber. And then following the Second World War, the story of this plant was forgotten until the early 2000s, when the European Union kind of picked up this research again, because once more it was desirable to have a domestic source of natural rubber. So I started by assembling all this different information and going to the different places where this plant has been cultivated and researched. So I went to Kazakhstan, I went to the Auschwitz Museum, I went to greenhouses in Holland. So all these different places in these different geographies, kind of which tell the story of how this plant has traveled, and the people, particularly women, who have been in close contact with this plant over time. So based on this research, I had the idea to develop an audiovisual installation, and that's when I applied to EMAP, and they paired me with Diego here. So I kind of came with the idea for this immersive installation, the sculptures and a video, and then I worked with Diego throughout the summer to develop an audio piece.
Малю, кульбаба.
El tipo de pieza de audio que ella se imaginaba coincide mucho con mis zonas de confort, por así decirlo, dentro del arte sonoro. El tema de la inmersión, de la introducción de elementos un poco más orgánicos a través del audio generativo, demás. Entonces, pues, bueno, fue un proceso súper enriquecedor.
So the installation and elastic continuum comprises of a single channel video, and that is constructed out of my own footage and also archival footage from the Ukraine and from Kazakhstan. And kind of surrounding that video are a series of sculptures made using glass, rubber and steel. And these sculptures are themselves sound bodies. So they have an exciter speaker which vibrates the material, so that each of them also have a voice.
En el espacio sonoro de la pieza conviven, por así decirlo, dos piezas simultáneas. Una es un audio fijo que acompaña al vídeo, que contiene voces y otro tipo de fuentes sonoras, con un formato fijo, mientras que las esculturas van lanzando audios de forma algorítmica, funcionan de una forma mucho más orgánica, generativa. Y en cuanto a las fuentes de audio que utilizamos, más allá de las voces, utilizamos grabaciones de campo, algunas que pudo hacer Bethan en los distintos lugares a los que pudo viajar para la investigación del proyecto, y yo también por mi parte grabé aquí algunos, de distintos tipos de fauna y flora, y en concreto fueron especialmente útiles unas grabaciones que pudimos hacer en una fábrica en la que trabajan con caucho, y fueron grabaciones que después dieron lugar a efectos y abstracciones que funcionaban muy bien para la pieza.
So with this installation, I wanted to kind of link the different stories of these women that have interacted with this plant over time, but also to center the story of the plant itself, or the plant itself. Because if you look at any kind of references to this in history or literature, it's always about the material that is extracted from it and not about the plant, which is why I also wanted to give them kind of a body, a shape, to make them larger than life, to make them both kind of delicate and fragile, but also, aggressive in their own way.